Hello. Can you guys hear me? If you can, I'm going to tell you that I'm going to be back in 1 minute. I've got to pee. I didn't realize I had to pee, but I do have to pee. So I will turn my webcam on when I'm back from peeing. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. I got to turn this thing off. Turn the overlay off. Hello, everybody. Move this up. I wish you could see these cool stained glass things in the window here. You can't. Is there a way for you to see them? If I cut the light a little, can you see them? No, it doesn't. Oh well. I've got this fucking thing. People have sent me really cool stained glass Isaac themed items, and they are sitting in my window there. If you're hearing an echo, it's because I'm in an echoey room. I'm not going to do the streamer thing, and I'm not going to put those sound absorbing things everywhere. Eventually the room will fill up a little bit more, and more sound will be absorbed. But for the most part, this is what you're going to get. So I'm sorry if there's a bit of an echo. Okay. How are you doing? How are you all doing? How are you doing? It's been a month. It's been a month unless you subscribe to me on TikTok, which is where I also have been going live for little random moments in time whenever I have a quick second. I've stopped doing AMAs on Twitter, and I've just been doing AMAs live on TikTok. And then I do a dance. I show a little thigh, and you tip me. Maybe my shirt falls off. I don't know. It's okay. It's okay to not have a shirt. It's a fine thing. It's a fine, sexy thing. So, what was I saying? I was thinking too much about being sexy on TikTok, and now I'm lost my train of thought. Let's do the unboxing. So for those of you in the know, we've got the second to last t-shirt up now, and I'm going to share my screen and we will go over it together. I don't have a physical shirt with me here because this actually isn't the final shirt. Or I would say that I wasn't happy enough with the shirt I got about a week ago because it didn't look enough like this shirt here So I wanted it to look more like this shirt. So we're editing a few things. So you can't see my cursor, but if you look into Hush's mouth, you can see the army of blue babies coming out. They aren't as visible as I'd like them to be. So we're editing that. This shirt was made by Sir Pello. He did this. He also did the Here's Delirium sticker as well. And this is a Hush themed box. So we've got a Hush sticker, a Hush shirt, a Hush art print, and you also get as a bonus item, you get a Hush magnet. And the Hush magnet is the full art from the card Hush in 4 Souls. There are also some gross, icky, ooey gooey stuff. There's some icky, ooey gooey stuff as the 4 Souls cards. So Evis, at the start of each turn, the active player rolls a 1 to 2, put a gut counter on the active player. Players with gut counters on them have +3 dice or DC and can be attacked. So basically the theme of this, for those of you who don't know, this is a corpse enemy that sprays out a little intestinal core that grabs you and holds you in place. And that's what he's doing here. He is shooting out some guts and holding you in place so other people can attack you if they so want to. And this, of course, effect would happen until this is killed. So if you got a gut counter on you, you're open for attacks until this dies, and then the gut counter doesn't have that ability anymore. What do we have next? You got Eggy. When this dies, so these are the dudes that explode into those weird little hopping spider fleas. I call them fleas. When this dies, active player rolls, and it either expands the monster slot by 1, 2, or 3, which is pretty big. Look how ooey and gooey all these are. There's some great art on these. And then we've got Teratoma, which we hadn't done yet. Each time this takes damage, put a spider counter on it. When this dies, the active player deals X damage divided as they choose to any number of players, where X is the number of spider counters on this. So it stacks up a bunch of damage. If this has been attacked multiple times and somebody's failed in doing so, this could have a shitload of spider counters on it, and then the person who kills it can just basically take down everybody else, which is fun. So these are all super neat little enemies. We haven't had a lot of enemies in the box. So in the box says, so it's cool to do like a little enemy themed one. And then here we're looking at all the shirts. For those of you who have missed, this is where we have come. We are in March. Next t-shirt is the final t-shirt. There is a secret t-shirt. There's a secret t-shirt hidden within your subscription. It's a 13th t-shirt. I will be showing that t-shirt as well as next month's t-shirt on the 1st. I will also be doing, here, you can look at my face now. You don't need to see this. You don't need to look at this. Yeah, there I am. You can watch me unbox every single box. Javon's going to send me this giant stack of boxes, and I'm going to open them live all the way to the big reveal, which is the 13th shirt. Why do this, you say? Is because I want you to know that the subscription to buy every single shirt will last until the end of April, I believe. So that gives you a whole month to be like, do I really want to get all these boxes plus the 13th shirt? Here's what the 13th shirt has to offer. So it's not some blind mystery box that you have no clue what's in, if it's worth whatever. So we're going to offer it till the end. We're going to show off all the contents. We're going to do a little celebration, which may be on my birthday. That's the 2nd, maybe the day before my birthday. I haven't decided what I want to do yet. But that will be the final stream for the unboxing of Isaac, at least until after Mugenics comes out, and then maybe we'll do something else. I was thinking that in the future, if we did another unboxing, it wouldn't be the unboxing of Isaac. It would be some sort of mixed shirt. So we could have like a Bumbo shirt, a Steven shirt, a Mugenics shirt, an Ash shirt from The End Is Nigh. I can't do any Meat Boy shirts, but you can go and find some other Meat Boy shirts if you want them, and a few Isaac shirts that you have requested. I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it, but I've got quite a bit of development left in Mugenics, so I need to buckle down on that. And when it slows down, you'll know, because I'll be doing other things. Let's see. Talking points. I'm looking at talking points for the stream, and it says, did you know? Did any of you here miss the Kickstarter, or am I just talking to people who are all just Kickstarter backers? Because if you somehow missed the Kickstarter we did a year plus ago, pre-orders are going up really soon. I will also say, if you did back the Kickstarter, you need to lock in your current address ASAP. You have till tonight. I believe once it rolls around to midnight into the 3rd, things will start shipping soon. And when things start shipping, they will be shipping to the address that is current on your Kickstarter info. So make sure that info is correct, because you need to get this stuff. It's been a while. It's going to ship soon. Make sure you've got your correct address. So make sure you do that. But since everything is shipping soon, that also means we will also have overstock soon that goes beyond what we fulfilled for the Kickstarter. And once we've shipped all of that stuff out, we will open up the official shop and start selling everything. If you want to get in on all that stuff before it actually goes up for sale and possibly sells out, because some items will be quite limited. The way things work when you're behind the scenes, when you're ordering a bunch of objects, let's say I wanted to order a bunch of tarot cards. If I ordered 1,000 tarot cards, the tarot cards each would be really expensive, and I wouldn't make much money back when I sell them. If I ordered 5,000, the price goes down considerably. And if you order 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, etc. So we always order the higher bracket. So it's cheaper for us, and we also have a back stock of items that we can sell after the fact. There's no telling how many actual items of X, Y, and Z we have. Some of them will just be a little over what people ordered. Some of them will be a lot more, and I don't know what those numbers are. But pre-orders are going up tomorrow, if not already up now. So it's maestromedia.com, and you go to the Isaac page, and you can peruse what we will have to offer as far as what we're selling. I believe we are going to have plushes, figurine sets, 4 Souls games, the expansions, the collections. Those won't include Kickstarter extras or promos, of course, but they will be there for you to purchase or pre-purchase to make sure that you get them. So just a heads up, if you want to get in on some specific things, it might be better to pre-order than wait, just in case. I don't want anybody to get screwed over in this situation. And as you know, stuff does sell out, and when it sells out, it tends to sell out for years, because then we have to actually order a shitload of them in order to make money back. That's just how it works. So make sure you do that. Also, we're still doing community stuff. So if you've got a creative unboxing, make sure you tweet it or send it to us in some way, shape, or form so we see it. We are going to be sending out stuff that people have won, secretly won for doing these things. We're going to be sending them out probably a little after Kickstarter stuff ships. And that is it for that stuff. Okay, we'll do a quick 5-minute QA only on Kickstarter and unboxing of Isaac related questions. So ask any Kickstarter unboxing of Isaac questions now. I'll try to answer them. And then I'm going to talk about Mugenics for a little bit. And then I'm going to talk about this thing here right in the corner. I'm going to show that off. And then we'll just do open QA stuff. Since I ordered the game on BackerKit a little after the Kickstarter ended, do I get the exclusive cards? If you pre-ordered the game, they won't be, Kickstarter exclusive stuff won't be in there. I had to renew a subscription because the card I was using got canceled, so I had to restart my subscription. Will I get the 13th card? I emailed your team. They said email in March. Just do what they say. So I'm not the one running the show here when it comes to returns and updates and whatever else. It seems like something that they could fix and make sure that you get. Just keep talking to them, you know. They're not super swamped with stuff yet, but they definitely will be in the future. Just keep in touch with them. Keep in touch with them and they will make it right. Does unboxing stuff have to be shirts or anything Isaac related? Well, so initially the whole thing was supposed to be a t-shirt line. Alex Pardee did a really cool t-shirt line that I liked a lot. And I thought it would be really cool to do something like it. And I actually got in touch with his t-shirt manufacturer and we cut a deal with them to do this. So primarily it was a t-shirt program. It doesn't have to be. No, we could definitely explore other options. It could be a multitude of things. It was kind of an impulsive thing. I was like, hey, let's do this and figure it out. And it just kind of happened. And then we basically improvised, and tried to figure out what else we could throw in there. Like I could say right now that the extra in the Hush box, the magnet, was something that Javon suggested because there was no bonus card for that month and there was no bonus item in the box. And he wanted to make sure everybody kept getting cool stuff. So that was super, super last minute and we did it. So we kind of just improvise as we go and figure it out and gauge what people want and what people don't want. And, get it moving. So it doesn't have to be that. It doesn't have to be a t-shirt box. Maybe we can explore some other things and just do rando box. But I think people tend to like to know what they're getting before they purchase something, especially if it's expensive and long term. So it's kind of good to know that, hey, at least I know I'm getting t-shirts. But maybe that doesn't actually matter as much and people just want totally blind bullshit. I went and bought this, you can't see it now. I got a topper for my Godzilla pinball machine at this anime place in the, it's like the first time we went over the hill to this mall called, since COVID started, the Valley Fair in San Jose. And they've got a bunch of like anime shops and I'm not an anime at all, but I went in and I saw this giant Godzilla. And I was like, oh, that would look amazing on top of my pinball machine. So I bought it. And the girl's like, hey, you spent more than $100. You get a mystery box. And it's this giant fucking box. This giant box. And at first I was like, I don't want that. But then I thought, okay, well, Peach might like whatever's in it. And we get home and it's just their trash that they can't sell. So it's a bunch of anime stuff that I have no clue what it is. And then it was a Joker. I remember Peach saying, oh, there's a Joker in here. And of course, it's the really bad Joker from Suicide Squad. So it was literally trash. And I think this weekend I'm gonna force whoever wins the Magic tournament to just take the box without looking inside. I'm off track. Where am I? Is the 13th box just a shirt? Does it come with extra items? It comes with a bunch of extra stuff. And you will see the extra stuff next month. I will show it to you. but it is just, it's the same box as the other stuff. It's not just a shirt. It's a whole box, and it's filled with stuff. Did I, if you ask something Kickstarter related, ask it again. I obviously did the thing I always do and talked about nothing. So ask if I didn't answer your question, if it relates to the t-shirts, t-shirt boxes, or anything Four Souls related Kickstarter wise. Ask again. If not, I will move on to the next thing. Does the Blue Baby plush have a fly on it? It doesn't. The little plush doesn't. The one back there does. Has a big old fly. There's also a poop. Do I have any of the Kickstarter shirts to show? I do have the Kickstarter shirts, but they are not here. Maybe I'll bring them. I mean, you're going to see them soon. I'll do some. So the shirts are fucking amazing. So anybody who's asking about 100% cotton, et cetera, I'm not sure what the actual cotton content is or how that works, but I will tell you that they are a very, very high quality shirt and very, very comfortable. And they will make you look slim. If you're not slim, they make you look slim. And if you are slim, they make you look thick. They're amazing. Okay, let's move on to the next thing. I want to go over the Mugenics stuff that I posted right quick here. And then we can kind of go over that. I don't know how many of you saw the last update. I have been doing, every 2 weeks I do updates. So I don't think I did the last update either. I don't think I did. Did I do? Refresh my memory. Did I go over the update? Oh, no, I couldn't have, because this is January 17th. Okay, I'm going to do two Mugenics updates. We're going to go over them. We're going to go over them real quick. We're going to go over them together. Lovingly. Here we go. All right. So I posted an update 2 weeks ago called Catfight. And I don't know how many of you checked it out. But it goes over the basics of how the game kind of works. I wish you could see my cursor. It kind of sucks that... I'm sure that's an option here, but let's see real quick. I'm seeing not seeing anything about showing the cursor. I really want that though. I really want that in here. Show transition. And it's not in properties. Capture cursor. Here we go. Look at that. And they call me a boomer. All right. Anyway. Am I a boomer for sharing my fucking screen on here? If you go to Mugenics.com, you can follow along and actually look closer at these things. That's where all the updates go. It goes right to Steam. And you will see. Those of you who don't know, Mugenics is a game that I have been working on for 2 years with Tyler Glale. We will be working on it for the next year and a half, and hopefully releasing it around summer of next year. It is an epic game of epicness, and I love it. So we're going to go over real quick how everything works. So if those of you who don't know, in Mugenics, this is my practice for press. In Mugenics, you find stray cats, you pull them into your house, you feed them, you breed them, you take their babies out on adventures to continue to feed them and also pay for your hoarding addiction. You hoard furniture in your house. The furniture influences your cats in many ways. Their likes, their dislikes, their mutations. Maybe a cat identifies with a VHS tape and has VHS tape eyes. You know, who knows? But you take these cats out on adventures. And the adventures are half, a little more than half. They're mostly turn-based combat driven with a bunch of other little things thrown into the mix. It's a very D&D like adventure, and this is kind of how it goes. So you'll see right here, number 1. So this is the cat's icon. This shows their class. So this is a thief, and we'll go over that later. You've got the cat's name, which is Fridge, but it's the F is being covered up. You've got the HP of the cat. There it is right there. It's 20 out of 20. No damage taken. You've got the mana of the cat. Maximum mana is 18. The starting mana is 6. And then you've got the number of coins that your whole team has. Let's go over more HUD stuff. Over here on a cat's turn, this is what you will see in the lower left-hand side of the screen. Here's your end turn button, your movement button. Here's a number of spaces that your cat will move. You've got your cat's basic attack. Each class has a different basic attack, but this is the Thieves attack, which is a little dart that they throw. It has a range of 3 and it deals 5 damage. Every time your cat takes a turn, it will refresh its movement and attack. So they have 1 movement, 1 attack, and then they can utilize their mana to cast as many abilities as they can. This cat has the ability to confuse something. That is a colorless ability or collarless ability. So that's just an inborn ability that the kitten had when it was born. And it also has a thief ability, which is a defensive ability called backflip, which will allow it to backflip out of the way of 1 attack. So it kind of queues those up and it will attempt to avoid the attack. Then we go to the upper HUD. This is the turn order HUD. It's in the upper, it's the top of the screen essentially, and it shows the order that the cats will go in. You see your active cat here. This is your thief. This is who's active. This is who goes next. A bunch of enemies, and then you see your other cats here, here, and here. When you mouse over these things in game, it actually will highlight the cat and vice versa. So it's pretty easy to tell who's who. Things that look like this are bonus turns. Sometimes bonus turns are different than their main turns. Like this one, these cats will actually take a bonus turn where they just move, and that's all they do in their bonus turn. This is the passive slot. We go over that in a later post, and then we've got basic stats. And here's a breakdown of stats. So strength is how much melee damage a cat does. It also affects acts of strength in non-combat situations. So there's going to be a lot of story-driven situations where a cat will be like, okay, I'm in need of somebody to open this can of pickles. Can your cat open this can of pickles? And it will roll odds against your strength, just like something like D&D or any role-playing game would do. Oh, come on. And see if you succeed, fail, critically fail, or critically succeed on... There's a bunch of different outcomes for every fucking thing. Same goes for dexterity. So dexterity is how much range damage your cat does. It also affects dexterity, acts of dexterity in events. Constitution is how much HP you can have and how much HP you regenerate between battles. So your cats don't naturally just full heal. They slowly heal up depending on how much constitution they actually have, and their maximum HP is tied to their constitution as well. And of course, I'm not going to go over the fact that you know that all these things are also tied to events. Intelligence is how much mana the cat will regenerate at the end of each turn. So when you pass your turn, your cat regenerates mana equal to its intelligence. You can totally math that and figure out what spells you can cast next time. Intelligence is important because that's how you're getting mana each turn in order to cast your spells and abilities. Speed is how many tiles your cat can move. Like before it said movement 5, that's tied to its speed. It also affects turn order. So the higher your speed, see 10 here, that's why he's going first in the line here. Then you've got charisma. Charisma affects what your max mana is as well as your starting mana. So if you have really high charisma, You're going to have a shitload of mana at max. You're also going to start with a lot of mana right in the beginning. So you'll be able to do stuff right off the bat with ease. And then you'll need to lean on your intelligence in order to refill that. And it also affects your breeding, non-combat breeding. And then luck affects luck. Not like Isaac, it affects everything that has a percentage chance of happening. It's a global effect. It also, in turn, affects how much loot drops, what type of loot drops, how rare the loot is, etc. And that's it. I go over a full turn explaining how an attack would work. You can go to the website and just check that out for yourself. And then I show them kitty bones. And then just the other day, I did an update called, this game has classes. It goes over the classes in the game. We've got a fighter. As you would assume, a fighter is very strong, is really good at hand-to-hand combat. He's not that smart though. That's the issue with him. He's dumb, he hits hard, and he has multiple archetypes. I'll go over the archetypes. So each time you level up, a cat is chosen, and that cat will gain a level. When he levels, he will have access to multiple abilities depending on his level. I'll go over leveling up later in a later post, so I'll just say that when you level up from the first level, you will get to choose one more active ability. And it'll pull it from a pool of fighter spells or abilities. And these abilities all generally fit into a few archetypes. There's a lot of niche archetypes that you can draft into. So as you play, you draft your character and you choose your abilities based on what your cat already has, what's his strengths and weaknesses, what diseases they may have attained, or how these abilities would interplay with other cats. So some common ones are One Punch Man. This is an archetype where your cat essentially hits as hard as possible. He does one single giant hit or multiple hits to one target. This is good taking out bosses and whatever else. Another one is Army in a Can. These kind of spread the damage around. They're multi-hit attacks, like spinning in a circle and hitting everything adjacent, or doing a really giant wild swing, or dashing and spinning and that sort of stuff too, or even jumping and like concussing everything around you. It's like taking care of multiple things at once. Risky. These are abilities that we're now calling Zerks. They are risky abilities where the fighter sacrifices something to gain something else. It's kind of like a reckless fighter archetype. A good example would be allowing him to go berserk, which would give him a bunch of bruise, which would make him take more damage every time he gets hit, but raise his damage exponentially. Or something like exerting yourself, gaining a bonus turn, but then falling asleep. And then Avenger. These are abilities that would buff your fighter when other cats are downed or damaged. We got Mage. So the Mage's main focus is intelligence. He's really good at gaining mana and casting spells, and he's bad at most everything else. He does have a ranged line of sight attack that deals some damage, not much, but he's going to lean pretty hard on his spells. His archetypes are Elementalist, which are a bunch of spells that are tied to elements in the game. His main two elements, though, are fire and ice. And elements will have a lot of effects on many things in the game. He also has Spells Matter, which usually focuses on him casting multiple spells a turn and getting rewards for it, or casting the same spell over and over again on the same turn. Mana Engine allows him to generate tons of mana for himself as well as other cats on your team. And then Defensive Maneuvers, which is stuff like teleporting out of combat, making walls of fire, walls of ice, freezing things, slowing things, that sort of stuff. We've got a Cleric. The Cleric has good constitution and charisma. He's a pretty just overall well-rounded class. doesn't really excel that much at anything. And the reason because of that is because his attack has 2 attacks inside. It's a contextual attack, context sensitive, whatever you want to call it. If he attacks an enemy, he deals damage, melee damage. If he attacks an ally, he heals equal to the damage he would deal. Some of his archetypes include Wet Nurse. So it's full-on healing, just heals everybody. There's Combat Medic. This is like a hybrid of half healing, half combat, almost like a fighter healer. Morale support. These are kind of boons that will raise stats or allow your whole team to do something. And then back for more. These abilities would actually revive downed cats so they can get back up and fight again. We've got Tank. Shit Throw is in Mugenics. Shit Throw is actually has been in Mugenics for a long time. You can throw shit. In fact, look at this. So you know how, well, I don't know who had it. There it is. So this cat Nosy has Dump. For those of you who don't know, Dump makes a turd shield in an adjacent space. Now, if we go down here, we've got a Mookie who has the ability Toss. So Toss is usually used to throw an adjacent thing next to you, usually an enemy, sometimes an ally, to a specific space. You can throw the poop. You can throw the poop with this. But outside of that combo, you can also just there are abilities that allow you to throw poop. Like if you become a monkey, for example. But anyway, that's for another day. Tank. Tanks are thick. That is what they are. That is it. They are really good at tanking because they have a lot of hit points. They also have an attack where they rush forward. So they have a range of 1 with that. They rush forward 1 tile and then they headbutt. And it knocks the thing that you're hitting back 1 tile. So it's kind of like what's the word? Like a spatial thing. You can people will usually see this and say, is that like Into the Breach? And then we say, yeah, sure. So yeah, this is the Into the Breach guy. Common archetypes for the tank. Stay back. These abilities are all about knockback, chaining knockback, knocking things all the way back off the screen into other things, just pushing things around. Thick. These abilities let the tank, like eating something and gaining hit points or gaining some armor or reducing damage. And then Protector. These allow you to become the target, essentially, of things. Switch out with your comrades. Protect the little guys. And then there's a weird one called Rocks. And there are rocks in the game, and tanks love rocks. And they will do things with these rocks. I don't want to say what because there's some wacky things. Hunter. Hunter is the ranged attack guy. He's the most dexterous. He's really good at dealing high damage at a very, very far range. The downside is that he cannot attack anything adjacent to him, and his speed sucks, so he can barely move around. But he's lucky, and he hits really, really far. And his archetypes are Tricky Traps. He has the ability to place traps all over the fucking screen. Vermin. These are summons. He's the summoner class. He summons flies, maggots, fleas to fight alongside you, which is a pretty cool archetype. He also has Eagle Eye, which allows him to spot things from across the map and point them out, so it makes it easier for other things to hit them or just hit them himself. And then he has Scattershot abilities, which are multi-hit ranged abilities that kind of scatter around the map. A lot of these are based on luck, which he does have a good amount of, so he's good at that. And then finally, we've got Thief. The Thief is the fastest of all classes. He will get around the map very, very, very quickly. He's also a little lucky. And we went over it before last time. He has a ranged attack. It's a range 3 straight shot. He can only shoot in a straight line. And common archetypes for him are backstabber. So if you're actually behind somebody, they're faced away from you. If you attack them, you deal more damage. The thief has a lot of abilities that are tied to wanting to be behind something or backstab something or make things turn around so you can hit them in the butt. Money equals power. He's a very greedy class. So there's lots of ways for him to find, gain, and get to money. Mr. Gone. These are evasive maneuvers. He's very good at dodging, backflipping, or even just vanishing completely into the shadows. And then dots, which is damage over time, like poison and bleed. The thief excels at that, so he can get in, put a bunch of bleed on a boss, and then just into the shadows and get the fuck out of there and attempt to kite the boss or whatever, and then watch them just bleed to death. So, that is the last 2 updates. I thought that would be faster. That took more time than I expected. I hope that you got something from that. Eventually what I'll do, I'm trying to lay the groundwork. I want you guys to have a pretty good understanding of roughly how things go in the game so that in a few months I can just be like, we're going to watch a run. And then me and Tyler will just fucking stream a single run through the alley. We'll probably be doing that a lot during the end of the year, just like doing alley runs. Just mainly to show you how different the beginning of the game is every single time you play and how different the cats and classes are and the interplay between them. But I cannot do a run now. That's not going to happen. Okay, are you guys ready for the Youtooz thing? For those of you who don't know. So, tomorrow, there is a really heavy figurine going up. There are 2, actually. This is Isaac. This is an Isaac Youtooz. This is a limited run figurine that is going up tomorrow. I'm assuming youtooz.com. I'm going to be posting an unboxing tomorrow as well. I'll show you the box and I'll show you Blue Baby. Here's what the box looks like. You can't see that. Here's the Blue Baby one. These are heavy. They're substantial figurines for sure. Here's the Blue Baby one. I'll do an unboxing of that too. I will save that for the ticks and the talks, but you can kind of see it there. So there's 2 of them. They're going up tomorrow. Buy them if you wish. They are pretty cool. I like them personally. And this is it. Tell me if you have any questions about that. I'll answer them, and then we can just shoot the shit for 15 minutes, and then I gotta eat some lunch and get back to work. Do they come with cards? They do not come with cards. They moved pretty fast as far as their development of the product goes. I did not have time to do anything special card-wise for it, so it's just straight figurine. It's just straight figurine. Mugenics on console. Yeah, Mugenics will eventually be on console. An Ash Youtooz would be pretty cool too, for sure. I don't know what the price is. I have no idea what the price on these things are. I bought a Ricky Berwick Youtooz, and I don't remember it being that pricey. So hopefully not too much. I found a special Larry Jr. card in my friend's latest unboxing delivery, but I can't find it anywhere on your site. Or was it meant to go in everyone's as well? Because I didn't get one. So it wasn't in the original box. We printed it as a bonus in last month's box, I believe, or the month before. Correct me if I'm wrong. There was one error on Mom's underwear. And we put the fixed version of that card as well as a Larry Jr. card in as an extra bonus. It looks like the Youtooz are $29.99. Is the dice removable? No, oh, wait. Oh my God, it's removable. Yeah, the dice is removable. I totally didn't think it would be, but it totally is. That's cute. I didn't think that was a thing. The blue baby comes with a poop, and the poop is also, I believe, removable. That's nice. Yeah. Thanks. I would never have pulled the dice out of his hands. Let's see. Will there be gold 4 souls cards like in Pokemon? Golden cards. I have never seen that, so I don't think so. So those of you who don't know, we did try and do foil cards. They were cool as kind of just a rare thing to attempt to acquire, but they didn't play well because they did not look the same on the backs. They didn't feel the same on the fronts, and they didn't have the same texture overall. So it's kind of, not something I don't think we're going to do again. Why is the Isaac figure with no butt? He has a butt, but he has no crack. I don't know. They took creative liberties. How long will they be available? I think they're available until they sell out. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know what you're talking about, Warp Zone helpers. How can you contact me? You can email me, edmund@edmundm.com, or you can ask me a question here, but that's it. Can I change the size of one shirt so I can gift it away? You can. If you go to the website and change the size of your subscription as soon as possible, they will ship you the next size, that size. But then make sure you ship it back. I don't know how that will affect the 13th shirt, though. I don't know how that'll work. You can email and ask, but I don't think that if you're getting it all in one time, I don't think it's going to work. And I'm a little worried that if you change your shirt size for the final box, it's going to fuck it up. But I think for this one, you can change it and then change it back next month. Blue Baby's poop is removable. Will there be any game after Mugenics? Yeah, no, I don't think I'm retiring after Mugenics. I'm sure that there will be more games. There will be more games. Don't worry. Most of you here have heard my plan. My plan is to release Mugenics, take a break for a little while, and then just do small projects. So I want to do small, little, weird projects for a few years, and then I'll get back into big games because I have done lots of big games. So Bumba was a 4-year project. The End is Nigh was like an 8-month project. All the Isaac stuff was a 10-year project. And you've got 4 Souls and everything else. So it's like I keep doing these really big multi-year projects that I don't necessarily want to continue to do. And now Mugenics will basically be another almost 4-year project. So I'd like to do stuff that I could finish in a few months, just little stuff. And that's what I will be doing. My belly is not hungry yet, but it's getting there. Oh, yes, the people who help manage the Warp Zone contests would get people. So in general, I've reached out to a lot of people who have been really helpful during the Kickstarter, and I've been acquiring their shipping info for some extras. Do you think you'll ever see a card that references the misspelling of Monster Manuel and Vanilla Isaac? Yeah, no, it's possible. Will there be any more Youtooz Isaac characters after the first drop? I think that's going to really be up to them. If it does well, I could see them definitely doing more. I know Azazel's a big one that people really want, so that would definitely be next on the list. I would really like to do a boss like Monstro, since we haven't really had much boss love in the figurine department. I'll just have to see what they want to do. Stuff like this kind of just falls out of the sky. So I originally was contacted by Youtooz, and they were like, hey, would you be interested in doing an Isaac Meat Boy figurine line? And I said, I'm not, I don't control the IP for Super Meat Boy, but I gave them all the info, and I sent them towards them, which they totally did. And then I was like, okay, well, we can do something Isaac related. So two birds with one stone. It's still, the Meat Boy one still looked pretty cool. Turned out well. And we got the Isaac one as well. So I don't know. I don't know what the plans are. Sometimes I get a lot of requests to do a lot of different things, and I kind of just gauge and see what's worth doing and what would be most fun or what I would most like to see in my own office. And I do it that way. Feel free to, you don't have to do Kickstarter questions anymore. I've got 7 minutes left. I'll answer whatever questions you'd like. So don't feel limited to do that. Did anyone ever buy the Mega Satan and Bathwater 4 Souls editions? Those all sold out. Those are all gone. They're like 50 Bathwaters, I think. And the Mega Satans, I think there were 10. They all sold out right away. I still have to finish doing that. That's something that I procrastinated on. I've got to... So all the Bathwater is there. I just have to sticker it and sign it. That's something that I still need to do. Will I ever make a 3D first-person game? Yeah, I'm sure I will eventually. When the time comes. I didn't buy my Bathwater, but I did make one extra Bathwater just so I could, have one of them to say that I did that, so I could watch how it ages. Is the Angel Isaac figure going to be available again? The answer is only if we do a Kickstarter again. That's the only time we can sell it, because we said that we were going to only sell it on Kickstarter at a certain tier. So the only time you'll ever see this again will be during the next Kickstarter, a very specific tier, or never again. I'm gonna go for never again. I don't see the need to reprint that, because if we do another Kickstarter, we're gonna do a different figurine, a limited figurine at that level. What else? Will I ever do a VR game? I have no interest in VR. It does not interest me. It's not remotely where I want it to be for me to be excited or want to waste my time doing anything on it. Will we get a lost figure? There's been a lost figure. There have been a lot. It's right here. I have it. Unless you're saying Youtooz. But the lost figurine was made. I can't open this thing. Here's the lost. Again, how do you do that? Do I need to clean off my... Come on. What are you doing, you fucking webcam? I'm trying to do the thing that the people do and it doesn't work. It's not focusing on anything. There it is. There he is. This is the only focus you're getting. There's the lost figurine. There is also a lost plush. A really big one. Have I checked the Bumbo mod that fixes a lot of aspects of the game? I've heard of it. I have not checked it. I've been busy, but it sounds awesome. And if it's really good, maybe we can talk to the person who made it and make it official. When will the Isaac art book happen? Oh, I don't know. Years? Give me a year or two. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Will we ever get a chance to get the 8-bit Eden and 1-up mushroom again? No, they're in the... So those of you who don't know, there are 2 alt art cards. They're retro. They're not really 8-bit, but they're retro alt art cards that are in the Leviathan edition of Repentance. And they're only available through that. They were pretty limited. There were only a couple hundred made, and that was it. Well, 500, I think. Maybe 1,000? I think 500. Not sure. I would like to do I would like to do like a whole book of like all the items, all the monsters drawn by different people and stuff, and do an art book, and I'd like to do all that stuff. It's actually a lot bigger of an undertaking than you'd assume. It's pretty, because I'm pretty anal about layout, and I think I need to do most of that stuff myself. So I'm not jumping on that anytime soon. What's more tiring, video game development or Kickstarter shenanigans? Oh, Kickstarter shenanigans are way more tiring. way more tiring. Kickstarters are fun. They're exciting. They're very extroverted, which I'm not that much of an extrovert. And they're exhausting. I think the last one I petered out at like the day 18, and then it pretty much showed on my streams after that. I was not sleeping well. The first one was an insane whirlwind of chaos that I rode all the way to the end. It was pretty exciting day to day, and I somehow had the energy. But this time I have 2 kids, not just one. So it's totally different. Will I ever revisit Hitler's Must Die? Yeah, I could see myself revisiting Hitler's Must Die eventually. It was a really cool project that I wish that I could have done more with. The community card for the Kickstarter is still in the works. It will be shipping out after the Kickstarter stuff ships out. What's the main inspiration for Mugenics? Initially, I think the main inspiration was contemplating legacy, like my own, or how legacy kind of works. Originally, it was like thinking about having kids and what that would be like, and passing down traits to my kids, like worrying about, passing down hyperactivity or dyslexia or many of my flaws to a child. And if that's, nature versus nurture stuff, I think that's how it was feeling initially. And it was also kind of an experiment in being frustrated with society and feeling like society's just, humans in general are liars. That's the big difference between animals and humans, is that humans lie. They hide their motives. And I wanted to experiment with how awful but how pure animal instincts are, and how funny but awful animals can be. So I wanted to keep it as real as possible, and make it a realistic, a completely unrealistic but realistic simulation on how cats are, and animals in general. And they're brutal. They're brutal and selfish and awful, but they're honest about it. They don't apologize for it, and you know what to expect going in. They're out for number one, and they let that be known. And that's kind of what Mugenics is about. It's about those two things. It's about legacy and animals, and animals being animals, and permanence. Things die, They permanently alter everyone around them. And what do? You move on. You move on and you pick up the pieces of what's left. So I think that's the foundation of the themes of the game. And mechanically, I'd say it definitely spawned from becoming a DM, 5 years ago, and writing D&D module stuff, and then running D&D modules, and playing a lot of turn-based combat games like D&D, role-playing games in general. One more question and I'll go. Wait for a good one. I ran the Camdrome Twitter. That wasn't the question I'll answer, though. Oh, that's a good one to end at. So, someone's asking that they said that they heard that I said that eventually the cards in the unboxing of Isaac would be available for other people to purchase outside of the unboxing, which is half true. What I said and what I will eventually do is I will explore the mechanics of the cards in a future expansion of Four Souls. So over the years and the releases of different expansions that we do, you will notice that there will be mechanically very similar or identical cards to cards released in the unboxing of Isaac stuff. They won't be the same cards, but they will fulfill the mechanics of those cards for anybody who's like, oh, I missed out on that weird Evis card that had a cool mechanic, and I wish I could have that. So eventually I will explore all of those things. So okay, I'm gonna eat some lunch. And I'm going to work on icons. That's what I'm currently working on Mugenics. I'm doing icons, which is surprisingly entertaining, but also dull. I have to come up with a visual icon for a bunch of bullshit in the game. Like Cha-Cha Slide. What does that look like? What does Cha-Cha Slide look like? Well, you'll have to see when you buy the game, because I'm not going to show it to you. All right. I will see you guys next month for a no doubt even longer stream where I unbox way too many boxes and I fill my house full of more stuff than I need. I will talk to you guys later. I hope I made sense, and I hope the Mugenics stuff wasn't it didn't feel like it went on forever like it did for me. All right, take it easy, everybody.